Welcome to A Slice of Therapy. This podcast was created with Anchor. And if you've not heard of Anchor, let me explain. It's free. It's a really easy way to make a podcast. And it helps me because I can just do this every day directly into my phone, because there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. So if you fancy making a podcast too, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. In this episode, I want to look at how to make a decision when you're really torn between two different things. Should I do this or should I do that? I just can't decide. These things come up quite often in life, don't they, where we're just torn between two possible courses of action. Should I do this or should I do that? And I want to take you through 6 different steps that will help you get to a place where you're able to reach a decision. So let me just take you through those 6 steps. The first step is to first of all make the assumption, and it doesn't matter if it's not true, but just as a thought experiment to get you into the kind of place where you're making a decision for you. Just make the assumption that whatever you decide, just imagine that everybody in your world is just going to back you. They're going to support you. They're going to say, yeah, I'm going to be really happy with the decision, whatever it is that you decide. And it's a really important step that before we even look at anything, because so often when we're caught between two different options like that, we'll sometimes miss ourselves and we'll start thinking about, oh yeah, but that person would want this or this person would want that. And we start making our decisions. We start deciding our own view based on something that isn't us, but is based on the view of other people instead and what they want. But for now, just in terms of discovering what you want, assume that you're just going to get 110% backing no matter what it is you decide. So that's step 1. It's really important. Step 2 is to give each part the microphone. Now, what I mean by that is, if you're undecided, then there must be a part of you that wants you to go down path A, and there must be a different part of you that wants to go down path B. And you're stuck between the two, you're torn. In order to give some more clarity, go through the process of handing the microphone, first of all, just to that part of you that wants option A. And the other part, you can say, you're going to get your turn in a moment, but I just want to hear what they say. And find out what it is that kind of spokesperson inside of you for option A. What is it about them? What is it that they're seeing that puts them in favour of option A? And then move across to option B, that part of you that finds option B attractive. Give that the microphone, give that the spotlight, and just listen to that spokesperson for option B. Just go through the reasons why option B is a good option. And you'll be able to hear both sides of it then with some clarity. The third step is to scale your own decisiveness. So in other words, if 10 means that you've made the decision, you've reached your decision and you know exactly what you're going to do, but 0 is the complete opposite to that, you couldn't be more undecided. Ask yourself, whereabouts are you on that scale? And so if you land on something, you might say, well, I'm only 3 decided, or I'm 6 decided, or I'm 7 decided. Whatever it happens to be leads us to the next step. And the next step is to ask yourself, what is it that puts you there rather than lower? So even if you said you're 3 out of 10, what is it that makes you as decided as 3? What are the decision factors that have nudged you up? Because you're higher than 0 and 1 and 2. Even if you're only a 3, what puts you as high as a 3? What are those things that have helped you get as decided as you happen to be there? The next step is to ask yourself what it would look like if you got a bit more decided than you currently are. So wherever you placed yourself on the scale, whether it be 3, 6, 7 or wherever, if you were to nudge it up one, say go from a 3 to a 4 or maybe even a 3.5, what will have changed that will have resulted in you getting to that 3.5? What will be different that has resulted in you feeling a little bit more decided than you are now? And what that will do is it will kind of stir up in you those things that you need to happen in order to help you become more decided. The final step is to ask yourself this question. Once you've reached your decision, how will you know? How will you know that you've reached the decision? And once again, that invites you to come up with the changes that might have happened in order to get you to the point where you've actually made your mind up. And so let's go through those steps again. The first one is assume everyone's going to support you no matter what. The second part is to give each side of the argument the microphone on its own, one after the other. The third part is to scale how decided you are out of 10, where 10 basically means that you've made the decision, and 0 means that you couldn't be further away than that. The next step, the fourth step, is to ask yourself, what's in place already that allows you to be as decided as you are? The fifth step is where you ask yourself what a little bit more decided will look like. And the final step is, when you've made your decision, how will you know? And once you've gone through each of those 6 steps, you'll be much, much clearer about what it is that you want to do. So next time that you're torn between doing this or doing that, taking that option or taking this option, you can go through these steps in order to help you clarify what it is that you want. And so if you like these steps and you find them helpful, please share this podcast so other people can as well. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, I'm Alun Parry. You can find me at liverpoolpsychotherapy.co.uk. And if you prefer to watch these podcasts rather than listen to them, all the videos are available on asliceoftherapy.com. So thanks for listening. I'll be back again tomorrow with another one.